Evening, freaks. I'm here to give you a read straight from the hip with lots of lip and to close out the 2023 Love Forecast series with last but certainly not least Sagittarius Collective, Sagittarius Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars. Thank you for being patient while you waited to come around the bend. We all get a chance to be first and we all have a chance to be last on Broad Coven because we always let whatever sign is having their solar return take the lead with the reads, and we go in order from there forward. So thank you for your patience. I'm ready to dive into this read myself as I'm a Sagittarius stellium. It is one of my big three. I have a Sagittarius moon, also have Sagittarius black moon Lilith, and I have Sagittarius Neptune, okay? But it's really kind of cool because in my progress chart, my sun sign, Libra, just moved into Sagittarius. So I guess that I'm going to be operating out of Sag energy for a while. So I'm excited to see what's coming in for Saggy. All right. We're going to be looking at 3 areas of love life. We're going to look at single, ready to mingle. We're also going to be having a look at cuffed, those who are in committed relationships or married, where you're really like you're in a serious connection. Of course, that could also include a poly dynamic as well. I'm sure. I don't know about that myself, but I know people who do have that lifestyle, and they definitely have to have agreements, commitments with everybody that they're involved with. So that comes into play too. We talk to everybody here at Broad Coven, and I try to make room for everybody in the reads. I really am trying to bring reads for you all that are all inclusive, okay? And so we'll speak to all of it. We'll speak to all of it. And finally, there is the last category, which is it's complicated, all right? So situationships or situation where you're just not sure quite what's going on. I'm doing some smoke cleansing here, but this is really getting a little wild, okay? Maybe something's getting a little wild. Maybe something's getting a little wild. Let me see what I can tamp this down with. Let's just kind of tamp this down a little bit. I don't want to put out. I want to put out the fire. I just want to contain it. That might have something to do with what's going on with your situation this year, okay? But, I improvised. I found a way. Where there's a will, there is a way. I think you will find a way to get things, at a nice temperature to your liking, getting the heat without the craziness. You want a certain kind of heat. You don't want drama. You don't want drama. You want, heat between the sheets. That's very sad. Okay, so that's a lot better. That's a lot better there. Whew, I'm going to go ahead and just even air this out for a minute. So I feel like, everything happens in a read for a reason. I feel like I'm at a concert back in, the like 80s, early 90s with all the smoke machines. All right, we're going to let that clear out a little bit. Please, when you're tuning in for the read, listen to your intuition. I am speaking to a collective. This read is for any strong Sagittarian placement, okay? Or even if you just have a loaded house, it could really speak to you. It's important, though, that you understand that there's a lot of different messages that are going to come in. There's also, some things that aren't going to be for you. But the important thing is to tap into the overarching themes and how they're resonating with you. And you'll be able to apply the story as it is manifesting in your life, okay? Always value your intuition first and foremost. Nobody knows what's going on with you better than you, all right? This is a place for us to play, explore, discover, learn, grow, and have some fun, okay? Not take anything too seriously. And let's see, anything else, please? Flip-flop rolls as you need to. Cross-watcher energy can come in. I don't think we'll have a lot of problem with that because we did really get this energy cleared out. As you can see, it's clearing out right now as we speak. So I think I'm going to just dive right into it for you all. And I will have timestamps for you. I'm going to get into the shuffling portion now. I do encourage you to stick around if you have the time, because I do often get channeled messages that come in during the shuffling portion. But if you want to wait and hold off for the timestamps and jump ahead, you can. This is pre-recorded, but I will be live with you in the live chat. So if you want to drop in, if you want to jump into the conversation, if you want to add a point, something, the read brings up something for you, come on, hop on in. I'm there, and I am always very interactive with anybody who hops in the chat. So do be looking for a live though, that's going to be coming out this Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the States, 6 p.m. Western Standard Time in the States. What the heck? What's that say? Whoa. This read is already getting off to a wild start. It was like snowballs were being thrown at the door, but there's nobody back there. Okay, you all might need to, with that smoke cleansing thing that happened, you might have some energy to clear out around you. Maybe you feel like, you got people kind of slinging mud at you. I don't know. You might have people kind of riled up right now for some reason, and Ted's kind of talking here. So there's something to that, all right? 7-Eleven, I think, with the 7, you got a lot of spiritual support around you. But there's also luck on your side, okay? There's something that's coming into alignment for you, and it was 722 when I said that, all right? I feel like you're coming into alignment with another this year. And maybe there's something about this coming together with another that might be kind of controversial, or maybe it stirs something up in your community, or maybe everybody has an opinion about it. It's somehow a little bit disruptive, but for you in the best way. But I think there's kind of outside energies that you might have to deal with this year. We have you coming up really strong, bottom of the deck energy, Queen of Wands. That's also all fire sign collective. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But this is definitely really feeling yourself. You got your mojo working. You know what you're working with. I think you're feeling very independent. I think you're feeling very strong, confident, sure of yourself. I also feel like, you're kind of in the process of a glow up. A lot of you may be kind of in that makeover energy as you're moving into this new year. You're just like revamping your look. For those of you that are in the public eye or doing any kind of work where you're seen often, you're out there for the public to see, and where you do have like a brand. I see that you're probably putting a lot more attention on your appearance, but I also think maybe you went through a phase where those of you who are single, you might have went through a difficult breakup, and you kind of went through a period where, it might have been late nights with pizza and Ben and Jerry's, tuning in to, whatever was on Netflix and just kind of zoning out. You hadn't really paid a lot of attention to your appearance, and it was sort of like the last thing on your mind. And now you're starting to feel your enthusiasm, coming back in. Maybe things have been heating up. Maybe they've been heating up in a way that you can't really contain anymore. And you feel like, no, I got to go for it. I got to jump into this. I got to make the best out of it. Okay. Strike while the iron's hot. Sometimes if something's real hot, right, and you're trying to contain it, you're trying to hold it in, you have a lot of burning desire and you're like trying to hold it back. If you don't, if you don't do something with that, if you don't take action, it can kind of internalize, and then you can find yourself, feeling like edgy and irritable. And I think there's a lot of you too with this Queen of Wands energy. I think there's a lot of you that are just really, you're ready for some good sex. Let's just call it how it is. All right. You're ready to get the wand. You're ready to, work that magic stick. You're ready to have, some action, something that's not, not action that's all about you having to put out other people's fires, but action where you get to ignite some of your own. Okay. So I love this energy coming in for you. I love that that was the bottom of the deck, that you came out so strong in your own energy. You are in it to win it this year. All right. So looking good, looking good. You're feeling very confident, very much in your own energy. And when that fire sign suit is in their energy, like they don't compromise for nothing. They just don't. They know what they're working with, and they're not gonna settle down with anybody until they know, like, yeah, you're my person. Like you and I, we see eye to eye, they're not gonna deal with no half stepping. There's too much bravado when Sagittarius is in their element, in their energy. Okay, so this really strong way to start out. I like to see you starting out 2023 confident. Okay, 1122, more alignment there. I'm going to start with the shuffling now. So first we're shuffling for single and ready to mingle, Sagittarius collective. Single, ready to mingle, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars. And I'm just laughing because I just gave that download, and I'm going to do another pass because I just got one card, but the card that flew out was Judgment. So if I just leave that on the board to do your reading, it's like, okay, we're kind of like, not giving you a proper read. So everything that I just said, singles, ready to mingle, and that download definitely applies to you. That is the Judgment. Like, you can rest assured. You can just chill now. You can just chill and watch them work for it. That's what I just heard. Watch them work for it. All right. Let's get you more cards than that. Give us some more info, Spirit, for singles and ready to mingle, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars, or loaded ninth house. Give us another for Sagittarius, single and ready to mingle, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars, or loaded ninth house. Okay, there we go. There we go. Like, enough said. What more does really needs to be said? Only gave me one more card, but that's okay. We'll be doing some clarification. Just wanted to get a little something more for you all, okay? All right, now we're shuffling for Sagittarius cuffed in a serious relationship, committed relationship, long-term relationship, marriage, hand fasting, I don't know, in it to win it, invested in each other, have been with each other, building together. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars, or loaded ninth house for the 2023 love forecast. For cup, please, Spirit. I don't know. I don't know what this energy is. And you're like, please, I don't want to talk about the fact that I'm cuffed right now. Here all the cards come spilling out. That's an interesting message, okay? Got quite a few cards that came out here. We got a reversal, and we also have two crossing influence cards. So when there's a crossing influence, that always lets me know that it's sort of a situation at the crossroads. Like, there's some important decision that you need to make, and there's outside energies that are also either working for or against your situation. All right, 14:22 on the clock when I said that, so we'll dive into that and see what that's about. And now we're going to look at, let's see, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars, loaded ninth house for, it's complicated. Like, what is this? What the hell is this? What's going on here? What is going on here? I'm going to see if I can get, I'm going to just take this one. Only one came out, and I'm going to just take this one. I had to take the Judgment one because it came in right after the download, and I didn't want to have to try to remember my initial download, because often I have to watch these with you all to even remember what I said. What's up, Ted? Do you need to go outside? You need to go and hunt down the snowball thrower? Okay. Go get him, Ted. You tell him No weapon formed against us will prosper. All right, so marking it at 15:30, we're gonna go ahead and start this read for singles and ready to mingle. I'm gonna get the banner up for you singles. Thank you for joining me tonight. It's a pleasure to spend time with you, drop in with you. Thank you so much to all the subscribers. I really appreciate you. Thank you to those of you who jump in and chat with me. I always really enjoy connecting with all of you. I appreciate the support so much. You know, it really takes a lot of time to get cooking on YouTube, but I have a lot of big plans and a lot of really cool, supportive, community oriented stuff I want to bring in. So, every one of you who have been here, you know, subscribing, liking the videos, sharing them, commenting, all of that, it really helps so much. And I just thank you. It really does mean a lot to me. Okay, singles, ready to mingle. Well, we already know, you know, what the judgment is. You're kind of in chill mode. You're feeling pretty confident about yourself, who you are, your position. You're chilling. You kind of maybe in some cases are sort of like holding yourself back, for probably from a particular crowd of people. I feel like you've probably been dealing with some level of drama, and maybe this was in relation to an old relationship, something that you're no longer involved with now. You just needed some time to yourself. I think there was probably some healing work involved in that, but there was also just this piece of not wanting to, you know, connect with anything that was going to make your life complicated in any sort of way. And I feel during this time when you had this space to yourself, you really got to a place where you were like back in your energy again, and whoever you were with before kind of knocked you out of your energy. And so it's sort of this vibe of like it's good to be back, you know. And now that you're in that place where you're just really feeling where you're at and you feel like, yeah, I'm in my element again, like I'm ready to go out and do things, and you even feel excited to have like this independence and the ability to just kind of like do what you want to do without having to answer to anybody, without having to make any finite plans, because in some ways you don't know. You don't necessarily know what you're looking for in love in this moment. For some of you, okay, some of you just know you want something unlike anything you've dealt with up to this point. You're ready for something completely brand new, and you're just open, but you're not in any stress about it. Like you're not rushing, you're not desperate, you're not out there, you know, trying to reel people in. You know, it's more like, no, let them come to me. I'm like kind of like feeling a bit of this energy, this sort of like it's a very relaxed confidence. It's not anything that's ego generated, or it's nothing like that. There may be people around you who may misconstrue that, they may view it as that, but that's not what I'm seeing at all. I'm seeing somebody who's just very comfortable with themselves. They've been through a lot, you know, and they're in a place where they're like, no, I've earned the right to just like enjoy, relax, chill, not have to stress about anything, and I'm not going to bring anybody into my life who could possibly be, you know, um, you know, more trouble than they're worth, this kind of energy. But we did have that piece, you know, something's getting hot. Okay. I think that you do have some heat coming in, but this is like the right kind of heat. And it's more about being concerned about what's going on the periphery of that. Like, I feel like there's a connection coming in for you where there's a lot of fire, a lot of passion. It really has you tapping into that mojo again. Like, it's almost like it lit a fire inside of you, like woke up a part of you that maybe had been dormant for a while. And so, if this hasn't come in for you yet, I do see it coming in for you in 2023. And it was 1955 on the clock when I said that. Double tens. Exactly. You ended an old cycle and the new cycle is going to begin. And it was 20 on the clock when I said that. This is about coming into alignment with another. I feel like there may be somebody that you're coming into alignment with who also has been through a similar process. It's like they needed to separate themselves from a certain crowd of people, from an old relationship, from a certain dynamic. So they could kind of rediscover who they were at their core, get really clear on that, anchored in that, find themselves again, connect with their mojo, connect with their fire. And then it's like when the two of you meet, it's just this, it's this intensity, right? It's this connection that can't be ignored. I feel like when this connection comes in, initially there's a lot of sexuality behind it. Like this is the hook, right? This is like a moth to a flame, okay? And this is an adult channel. So if you're under 18, you need to leave the room right now, because that's not what we're here for. We're not here to have conversations like this with those who aren't adults. This is adult hour. I talk about all this here and I make it very clear, but I always have to reiterate in videos when it comes in because I'm going to bring it forward. I don't want to block off the message. Let me clear my throat. You know, you might be feeling like that kind of passion where, you know, it might even be hard for you to kind of communicate how you're feeling. I feel like when this comes in, it's really going to kind of take you by storm. It's going to light you up. And once Sagittarius has a fire lit under their ass, like there's nothing that's going to hold them back. They're going to charge forward, right? They're going to have that bow and arrow up. They got, you know, their sights on the target and they're going to let it rip. That's just how they roll. You know, they're very much, very enthusiastic, you know, as a sign will just throw their whole selves into anything that lights them up because that's what they live for, right? They live for that experience, that expansion, that thing that, you know, just opens up like a whole new area of exploration for them. So when they find that in another person, like they're not going to hold back. They're not. They're not going to hold back. They're going to go for it. You know, they're going to go for it. And so I feel like there's something you're going for this year. Ooh, look at this. We have the strength card is the card that came up as the covering influence in your situation. So the strength card has a lot to do with, first of all, I want to speak to what we already spoke to. Okay. I want to elaborate on it a little bit more. It's possible that there was something that you had to overcome from your past in relation to a Leo. Strength card is a Leo card, all right? We see here that there was also some kind of healing that happened here. Something needed to be resolved, something needed to be addressed. Strength shows up because there's always some kind of past influence coming around. And sometimes this is because there needs to be a reconciliation for some kind of healing process. Maybe something wasn't closed properly, or maybe there were things that were never said, but there's a need to revisit the past and do things in a different way. Now, you notice here that, you know, this Empress figure has her hand in the lion's mouth, and there's no resistance here. So there may have even been this piece of like, if I let this person in, are they going to hurt me again? And there might even be a bit of this energy around the situation that's like, are they going to bite the hand that feeds them? Okay, so maybe you really gave a lot to this person. Maybe you really showed up for this person, or vice versa. You know, roles can flip too. So this is where your intuition has to come into play. This may be a little cross-watcher energy coming in. In particular, I'm getting Leo cross-watcher energy, okay? It's possible that, you know, this person sees things, you know, opposite from you, and they feel like, you know, they're the one who got bit, you know, once bitten, twice shy, you know, kind of energy. But I feel like there is a tentative like approach, and there is communication that is beginning. And I think there's a need to hold a space around this communication with this person where it's safe to like, it's safe to open up. It's safe to open up and talk about the painful stuff. With this particular tarot deck, this is the Paulina Tarot. I really get a certain feel from this particular strength card, and it reminds me of Aesop's fables, where there was a need to remove the thorn from the lion's paw. And that's why the lion was always so angry and so grumpy, because they were in pain. You know, they were hurting, they were in pain. And so there's some kind of pain that needs to be healed here. And I feel like you may have been through this process, or you may be actively engaged in this process, or will be very soon. I feel like this is very much at the forefront, especially with it being a major arcana card. You have two major arcana cards showing up right off the bat. So we know this is an important year for you in love. We know that healing the past has a big part to do with it. We know there's a need to do things differently as well. There's a need to approach things with more gentleness, more compassion, more sensitivity. Maybe you couldn't approach this situation in that way either until you had some time and you had some space. You had this space to just sort of kind of be on your own, feel things through, get clear on, where you were at. Maybe there was a bit of enmeshment in this situation. Maybe there was a bit of projection because both people felt hurt. Usually, if one person feels hurt, the other feels hurt too. But I feel like this is an important piece in your situation. We know with strength that what was challenging in the past, what held you back in love in the past, whatever was an obstacle to love, to coming together, to coming into union with somebody in the past, is being overcome. Because that's what the strength card is about. It's about rising above the challenges of the past and finding healing. And it ensures you that you have the strength to do this and that there is some kind of celebration on the other side of that. Oh my gosh, I cannot even, these reads, these love reads this year. It's really shaping up to be a magical year. And sometimes it feels so strange to like deliver such positive messages, but it's all right here. Look, bottom of the deck. Oh my God, bottom of the deck energy. Two of Cups, soulmate energy with the Lovers. Again, soulmate energy with Ace of Pentacles, timing card. Three of Cups, celebration. Knight of Wands, charging forward to the King of Wands, your energy. And it opened with the bottom of the deck for the whole collective with the Queen of Wands, true pair. 10 of Pentacles. My God. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I got to see the top of the deck. I'll let that one drop in a minute. Let me talk about this right here first, okay? So, I mean, right off the bat, this is a true pair. We already know you're going to meet your match this year if you haven't already. And if this is somebody that, you need to do some healing with, you're going to work it out. They're going to come back around the bend, okay? There is this reunion energy in play this year, big time. And when I say reunion, I'm referring to soulmates, okay? So soulmates come back around for many different reasons. It's not always so you can hook back up again and have the same kind of relationship. Sometimes the relationship totally transforms. Sometimes it becomes more of a spiritual connection. Sometimes it becomes a friendship. Sometimes that, flame still burns and things heat up again. I mean, we do see a lot of fire in your situation. So if there is somebody from your past that you've had on the brain and you really seem to feel a connection with this person, then I would say chances of reconciliation are very strong. And I say that because of the Strength card, the Judgment, the Two of Cups, and also the fact that you have Three of Cups, which symbolizes healing. So I also believe for those of you where this is not a past person, this is somebody that you're going to have that past feeling with. Like when you meet this person, you're going to have this vibe like, I feel like I've known you my whole life. I feel like I already know you. There's like soul recognition with this connection, okay? And it's the real deal. It's reciprocal, okay? This love, it flows both ways. And there's definitely something that when this comes in, you're going to feel it's quite magical. I feel there is some kind of message involved, and that this message may lead to a trip. And this trip is where you really reconnect with each other. And look at all this beautiful like magic swirling around them. I love this take on the Lovers card because this Lovers card is not about a choice. This is about knowing who the person is that you want to be with. Look how enamored they are with each other. And there's just this real magical quality. Now, we do see there's this little mouse here. And mice are all about the details. That's their medicine, okay? So small things count for a lot. And I think with you, this is just a matter of timing, okay? So you'll know the right time to act, the right time to move forward with this. We know that already because we got, the Knight of Wands. There's you doing something with that fire, okay? This is charging forward with passion and purpose. This is movement. Could involve travel, could involve spontaneous travel too. Like you connect with this person, you're like, oh my gosh, I need to see you like now. I don't want to wait, okay? It's got that kind of vibe to it. And you are definitely, you are in your energy. You are in your element with this person. Okay. So we know we got masculine, feminine, both, Sagittarius really in your power. You're in a very empowered space. You know what you want and you're going for it. And there is something to really celebrate here for sure with this Three of Cups. All right. There is something to feel really good about with this situation. We know it leads to the 10 of Pentacles. That's building together. And it's building something that lasts, it's something solid. This is somebody that you will live with. This is somebody that, you will share finances with. This is somebody that you're really going to enter into a solid union with. And it is very much a commitment card. This is like the manifestation of a commitment. So I do see you like moving in together, living with each other. There may even be a move involved. You might move out of your area, possible. It's possible, or they might move to your area. Maybe you don't want to share a home with this person that you've shared with another, from your past relationship, something along these lines. But a move may factor in very strongly in this situation. You may even decide to tie the knot, this piece coming in with that Knight of Wands and that impetuous rushing forward energy. We know there's the sexual connection, okay? Clearly with the Knight of Wands and all that energy that came in beforehand. But we also know that there's the maturity there as well, and that this person has decided what they want and you're on board with it. You feel the same because the Knight of Wands energy graduates to the King of Wands, to the Queen of Wands. All right. So this is a really potent connection, and you're going to build something that will last with each other. Right. Very beautiful. And you can look for signs of this in the spring. And it was 33:03 on the clock when I said that. All right. And there is a nest in this card. See it right there? Little nest with the robin's eggs in there. So, like I said, and this figure, the Judgment, it reminds me of the Judgment card, the traditional Judgment card of the tarot, where the angel is blowing the trumpet. You may feel 33 on the clock when I said that. I was just about to say, you may feel like the angels have a hand in this. There's a lot of synchronicity at play, just a lot of divine connection, and just sort of like, oh my gosh, how did this even happen? Like there's something that's kind of magical about the way you two reconnect or the way you come together with this soulmate. All right. And I say, do look for signs in the spring. This will become very clear in the spring, right? Right around, the time spring equinox pops off, like March 21st, 22nd, around then. It's going to be good. This is victory. You got the Six of Wands. This is you overcoming challenges, you overcoming adversity, nothing holding you back. All right. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You're really going to have something to celebrate. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Some of you may get married, I have to say, because look, the little penguins in the background, they're in their little tuxedos. I'm seeing that this very well could be a possibility for those of you who do want to have that. Not everybody does. Yep, look at that. And if you do, I see fall on the timing for that with this Ace of Wands. There's a new beginning here. This is not just fantasy. This is something that's absolutely going down. And I do think, there could be a past connection. We have a Queen of Swords here. Okay, so Queen of Swords would represent somebody that is from the past, or somebody, could be you looking back. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Queen of Swords, King of Swords. There you are. All right. So There's something here. I don't know if you have air strongly aspected in your chart. Don't have to. But sword suit is air sign collective, okay? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We see true pair here too. All right, so we got true pairs. We got Queen of Wands, King of Wands, and we have Queen of Wands. I'm sorry, Queen of Swords, King of Swords. All right, so there's definitely a coming together, a true pair. You've been separated. This is somebody you know. For a lot of you, this is somebody you know. This is somebody you've already interacted with, and there's some kind of new beginning here. I mean, holy cow. What is up with that? That's a pretty amazing read. That's a pretty amazing read. So we're going to go ahead and get an overarching theme card for you all, and then we'll see what's going on for those who are in the other scenarios in the love realm. Quite a bold way to open up a read for the year ahead. I was not expecting that. That's pretty wild. All right. Let's see. Bottom of the deck energy here. We have, yeah, look at this. Cauldron, synergy, and healing. And it was my cauldron that was so full of fire. So, I mean, things are going to get cooking and in a really beautiful way that brings you into alignment. And there's a lot of healing here. It's a wonderful thing. So let's go ahead and just get one for single, ready to mingle Sagittarians. Oh, I'm so glad. That looks so good. I love Saggies. Saggies are wonderful people. They really are. I'm not just saying that because it's in my chart. I know a lot of Sagittariuses, and all of them are just really fantastic people with great senses of humor and a certain enthusiasm for life and an unrelenting optimism, even in the darkest times, that like keeps them propelling forward. And yeah, they're just very gregarious. I mean, they can be blunt, they can be honest, sometimes to a fault. I have that problem. Sometimes I put my foot in my mouth, for sure. We've all been there, but I value that above all else, honesty and directness. I don't like to be finessed, man. And I don't think in general Sagittarians appreciate being finessed at all. So there's that kind of aspect that I really enjoy about Sagittarius zodiac, is that, they'll tell it like it is. It may be harsh, but they'll tell it like it is. And it's great. I love this. Yes, you're back in your power. Look at this. Werewolf, exploring wildness. So this is your theme. Yeah, you're not holding back anymore. You're gonna live your life by heart. You're gonna follow your instincts. You're going where your intuition is leading you. You're finally just allowing yourself to be, you're in your authentic nature, and you're connecting with somebody who knows your true nature, and that's what they love about you. And there's something about this connection, I feel, that it really sets you free. Whenever I see this image, I see this like howling at the moon. So it reminds me of, it's a quote I've seen going around, and I'm going to totally butcher it right now, but it's like something about the wolf howls at the moon because the wolf is in love with the moon and knows that it can never be with it, like never hold it, never be with it. And I feel like there's this energy there, like there might be like this, you always feel like there's a thread of connection, okay, with this person. Maybe even, I'm going to go way out there, I'm going to speak to it because it's going to apply to someone. All right, and it is coming in, and it's coming in for a reason. I feel like there is somebody here too that you haven't met this person, but you know they exist. I'm getting really like out there, abstract, esoteric here. You feel them. You feel your soulmate calling you. You do. You feel them. And if you were to tell people this, they would just think you were crazy, but it's very real for you. Like you feel it. You've never met this person, but you know they're out there. It's like you can feel their energy coming in. And you may have even spent some time like looking up at the moon and asking for just some kind of guidance to pour down from the heavens upon you. And I think you're going to get it. You're going to pick up the scent of the trail, right? But this is definitely about you all trusting your instincts, letting yourself just flow with your emotions, not holding anything back, doing things differently, taking a risk, taking a leap. And you're doing it all in the name of love. And it turns out beautifully. You won't regret that. All right. Wow. I'm so impressed with that read. It sounds so good. 40:55 on the clock. Now we're looking at cuffed. Maybe that's why, the cuffed file is like, I don't know. I don't really want to talk about the fact that I'm cuffed right now. Look at what the singles got going on. That ain't right. Thing is that, for these single Sagis arriving at that position, they first had to go through some hell to get there, right? Hell and high water. So it all comes around the bend, it all comes out in the wash. So at the basis of your matter, we have the moon, okay, 41:33 on the clock. So that lets me know there was something that happened, a sudden change occurred. You saw something that you weren't aware of before. This is like coming out of illusion. This is coming out of the dark. This is something that was hidden has been revealed to you. And it's one of those things that it's like once you see it, you can't unsee it. There's no denying it. And there's something about this that really has you feeling like undecided if you want to go forward with this thing or if you want to head in another direction. Okay. So I feel like this is kind of a juggling energy, and I see this in two ways. All right. Some of you in committed relationships found out that your person was cheating. You found out that they've been juggling you. They've had a lover on the side. And this was very shocking. I'm getting an image of like going out somewhere. I'm seeing like walking into, it looks like it's kind of like a venue. A venue, I see like a bar. It's kind of more dimly lit. There's a stage. Maybe they have music there sometimes or DJs. And I see it's kind of like more of a down night. It's not really busy there that night. You go in there thinking your person is off somewhere else. You actually catch them. You catch them sitting at the bar having a drink with someone. Okay. That came in pretty strongly. It's for somebody. So I just wanted to call it out, bring it in. I always flow with those things, even though I'm kind of like, that's pretty specific, okay? But it came in, so I need to speak to it because it's for somebody. Either way, I feel like you're in this like place. I'm getting like the clash. Should I stay or should I go? I think that that's like a theme song for where you're at in your situation right now. You may actually want to check out that song and read the lyrics. I feel like there's a channeled message there for you. You're trying to weigh things up. I think that there is also once, something was revealed to you that you couldn't see before in your connection, it has you looking at this person different. You feel differently. 44:11 on the clock when I said that, okay? And as you had this come in, it's almost like you started kind of looking in other directions yourself, 44:22. I'm not saying that you necessarily acted on anything, but I think you started to explore like, well, what are my options? Maybe it's been kind of a sort of a tense situation. I do see you making a decision though, because we have the Knight of Cups. This is moving forward with some kind of emotional offer, could be from a water sign as well. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. It also could be that it also could be that you were supposed to get married. You've been in a long-term commitment. You were supposed to get married. You've been hesitating on setting a date and sending out invitations. because now you're starting to do that Sagittarian thing where you're wiffle waffling and you're wondering, is this really the one? Is the grass greener on the other side? Okay, that coming in for somebody. For others of you, there's somebody who actually approached you who's a third party, okay? Might have water strongly aspected in their chart, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Now you're feeling the burn of temptation. You're tempted. You're tempted to go forward with this invitation. It's got you in two minds. I feel like you're trying to decide, do I stay in this commitment or do I leave it? All right. Bottom of the deck energy, we have the Magician. All right. So this is pretty intense. This is taking the initiative. This is taking an action. I think you're going to move forward. Now, what's interesting here is when I say move forward, the Magician in relation to love matters always speaks of some kind of reunion, reconciliation, rebirth, a relationship coming back from the brink. You think it's over, and then all of a sudden, at the last minute, at the 11th hour, some miracle saves the relationship and fresh life is breathed into it. We do see him moving forward here too with the Chariot. But what's interesting about this is right after that comes the 10 of Swords. And with that, the Page of Pentacles. I'm sorry, not the Page of Pentacles. Interesting that the Page of Pentacles wanted to insert itself. You might have an earth sign energy that's wanting to assert itself in this situation. Insert. I said assert. I meant to say insert itself. So you might have a little bit of kind of like a crosswatcher energy bleeding in here. Okay, that might be a factor in your situation. Maybe somebody is trying to insert themselves into your situation. Maybe that is part of the third party influence that's caused some issue. Earth sign energy would be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Any strong placement in the chart, okay? It's also messages, all right? So this could have been maybe somebody who had strong water, earth in their chart, approached, made an offer. But what's really interesting here is that Page of Cups graduates to a King of Cups, okay? So I feel like this is an invitation, an emotional invitation comes forward, and there's a going after it. And behind that is the Two of Wands, which is looking out in a new direction. So I feel like a lot of you are closing the cycle on an old commitment with the 10 of Swords. And you're choosing to follow your heart and kind of take a risk. It feels a little like you feel a little wobbly, and it might make you feel a little off balance, but your heart is leading you in another direction. Top of the deck energy, 5 of Swords, the Hierophant. Yeah, this is feeling like a sense of betrayal in your marriage, in your commitment. And the community may have even been brought into this. It may have been a very uncomfortable situation for you. This interference may have involved, your larger social circle. There's something here that made you feel very uncomfortable, or a family was really affected. All right. And right behind that, we have the Tower. All right. I think a lot of you are having a radical reroute in terms of commitment. And a lot of you are making a decision to end commitments and head in a new direction. And I feel like there's something on the periphery, or there's some kind of communication, some kind of message that comes in that draws you forward to this decision. I want to do a cut of the deck on that. 9 of Swords. Okay. 7 of Swords. All right. Yeah, there's something going on here. I think that something has happened in your commitment where you feel like somebody really did you dirty. Somebody was sneaking around. Either you were sneaking around or they were sneaking around, but somehow the past is haunting here. And there is this lion energy that's kind of like hanging over this woman's shoulders. So I don't know if there's a Leo involved in this situation, but there's been some kind of subterfuge here, man. And you're moving away from this energy. You're moving away from this energy because look what it brings. Your 10 of Cups, true happiness, true fulfillment, happy relationship. And right after that, we got the Empress, associated with the signs of Taurus and Libra. All right. And after this, we got Death to the Devil. All right. So there's some toxic cycle that you're closing in terms of commitment. So you can either renew your present commitment, all right, or so you can come together with somebody else by releasing the commitment you're in. It's one of those two scenarios, all right? Let's get a covering influence, just overarching theme. Full of stars on the bottom of the deck, infinite possibilities. I think you're considering your possibilities. I think you're a little bit in that Seven of Cups energy right now, where you're like exploring your options before, you know, kind of like bring the hammer down. I just got. All right. You're feeling it out. You might be in two minds. You might, in some ways, feel like you want to heal the old relationship, and in other ways, you feel like you want to, you know, go off in a new direction, okay? But we're definitely looking at a commitment that's gone through some hard times. There's been some betrayal here, dishonesty, potential third-party interference, potential cheating, maybe messages going back and forth, something along these lines. And you're either going to choose to rectify this situation and, you know, heal it and get back on the same page. But I do feel like there's somebody that's kind of interfering in your situation. It was 51-51 on the clock when I said that. So be alive to that. You know, if you're trying to heal your commitment and there's somebody on the periphery who's been trying to insert themselves in your situation, you might need to cut the cord. All right? Or you're not going to be able to heal this thing. And then again, if somebody did you real dirty in your commitment, you know, you may be like, forget it, I'm done. Yeah, look, we got ghost, regret, okay? This is what's kind of hanging over you. So I feel like this is kind of speaking in one of two ways. The first way is that maybe you were the one who made some impulsive choices and it negatively impacted your commitment. And you feel regret about this. And so you want to heal this situation. All right. And if that's the case, I do see you doing the work, but it involves you ending some really toxic patterns. Could be some addictive patterns too. I'm getting that could be alcohol. That could also be sex addiction, you know, just always needing to have somebody to, you know, fill the void, always needing to have somebody new, you know, this kind of thing. I see you doing some work, you know, to heal that if that's the case. In other cases, this other person that you feel drawn to as a result of finding out that your partner was not true to you, and you're already in this place of being hurt and you're ready for something different. You don't want to reinvest. There's somebody else who has caught your attention. And I think you may feel sort of challenged because part of you feels like you should stick it out and make it work with your current partner. Maybe that's what your family thinks you should do. But you know that if you don't go in this new direction and end your current relationship, that you're going to regret it your whole life. You'll always be kicking yourself. And Ted just shook his head yes. So I feel like that's a very strong message. And I think you're going to do what you need to do. And I wish you all the support and strength as you navigate that terrain. All right. It's complicated. One card, and it's not complicated. All right. It's complicated because you're scared. That's it. It's the stories that you're telling yourself in your head. You know exactly what you need to do. This is the Fool. You are meant to strike out on your own and go in a brand new direction. All right. This may involve travel. This may involve you even kind of just being on the roam for a while. You know, maybe you want to just go out and travel all over the world and just make it a solitary journey. You might be in a place where you've dealt with so much hurt and so much toxicity around you in your environment, where you're really just wanting an opportunity for something different, you know? And maybe you feel like you need to reconnect with yourself again. 55 on the clock when I said that. I think you've been through a lot of changes. A lot has been unstable. A lot you counted on fell through. It was really rough for you. And you've kind of been at a loss. But I think that you need to understand you're at the start of a very important spiritual journey. And this is about you first coming into the love within yourself. You need to move away. You need to move away. Maybe you need to actually physically move away. Like it's time to cut your ties to the place where you've been living. It's time to enter a bigger pool. Maybe you've been struggling with this a bit. Maybe there's a lot of people who have opinions about that, whether or not you should make this move. I think you should. With the Fool coming up, this is all about brand new. Everything's brand new. And nothing is going to be familiar. And maybe that does make you a little nervous, but this is what you're supposed to do. 55 on the clock. Like it's time for this change. That's remembering who you are. All right. I think you're trying to decide which way you should go, which opportunity you should take. Take your time. Maybe go out on a trip on your own and explore a little bit what you're feeling and what you really desire. Take your time. Do not rush. Look, she's holding the energy back. It's like, okay, I get it. You all want me to do this. You want me to do that. You say you have this to offer me, that to offer me. Look, I just want to know what I want, because I haven't had time to really sink into myself for a long time because I've been trying to deal with all of you. This is about you following your heart and doing what you want to do and opening up a brand new chapter. Let's get a cut of the deck energy. Look, you have spent enough time here. You have spent enough time here trying to make this situation work. We got third party situation here too with 5 of Cups. Look, this little figure here is saying, look, there's still a treasure for you, but you're not looking in the right place. Up above, we got the 2 bats bringing in that 2 of Cups, you know, that love that you are looking for. You're not going to find it where you're at. You're not going to find it holding vigil where you're at, all right? It's out there. You need to cut the cord on this situation. You need to move away from this dynamic that just disappoints you over and over and over again. This person is who they are. They're always going to have somebody on hold, you know, ready to take your place. There's no sense of commitment here. All right. And by you closing a cycle on that and getting out there and exploring what works for you and what you really want, 57 on the clock when I said that, okay? You're going to be led in a whole new direction. You're going to find new people coming onto your path, and what you want is going to change. You think you want one thing now. It'll be different once you break away from this and you start coming back into your own energy again, where you're not feeling pulled in so many different directions, okay? It's not complicated. It's complicated because you're around people who are making it complicated for you. They're bringing complication in the mix and they're confusing you. And if there's confusion in the mix, then you know love's already flown out the window and this just like flew off the table. Look, that's how they keep you in control with the zombie. That's how they keep you disconnected from yourself. You're just going through the motions in this connection. It's not good for you. This is time for you to break away from this mind control. Somebody is messing with your head. They're messing with your head. And they got a lot of other people they keep bringing in the mix. This is your opportunity for you to break away from this abusive influence and for you to strike out on your own. Open up your own chapter. Write it on your terms. Get out in the world. I feel like you need to get out in the world. Get out of your area. Go out there. Meet new people. It's time to make new connections. Open yourself up to something more in life, something for you. It's out there for you. If you follow your heart and you trust and you strike out, it's going to lead you to that connection. And then you'll understand. You'll understand what it was preparing you for, everything that you went through, and you're going to be so grateful for it. Trust your heart.